Hello and welcome back. Happy to be here with you, setting up for November. Sorry for my frog this morning. Anyway, as you can see, I am keeping with my maple theme for a little bit. So I'm doing a darker shades on everything here. Instead of having yellows and oranges, I'm doing more muted reds and moving into golden browns and highlighting those little helicopter seeds for November. For my cover page, I'm doing a little gradient here with browns and golds for November, and I will momentarily start adding in some other accents. And all of this is in support of the tarot card I drew for November, which is Death Reversed, and an encouragement to let changes come. So while there are certainly flowers and things I could have gone with for this, it's so gloriously autumnal here that I really thought that these would be a great way to highlight that as well. So yes, as you can see at this moment, I am using a light gray Tombow to draw in some cobwebs in the kind of inner portions of my lettering there. And this was a fun example that you see I did really fast there. I did the marker first on those before I went in with any sketch or pen. And again, starting with the lightest color and building up. On from my cover page, I'm jumping immediately into my calendar spread. The way this month worked, I could do 7 boxes, 7 squares by 7 squares for my boxes, which is always nice, especially for busy months like November. And then you're getting to see the other main decoration I have for November, which are tree silhouettes. Again, I am starting with the lightest color I'm using, which is a kind of a medium gray, and then building up to black on these branches here. And as always, I will drop the notes for the Tombow numbers in the details. And on the tree and the November, I wrote in there trying to be reminiscent of a spider web writing. Those are all done with Tombows. At the bottom, I am putting in more maple leaves and helicopter seeds, along with the phrase that I mentioned before of let changes come. I really like the way this kind of pinky color turned out. I wasn't entirely sure how it was going to come together, but I think it did well. Also, you may have noticed for the leaves and the seeds, I either sketch them out first or just go in directly with marker. And then at the end, I am using the Kuretake brush pen to give kind of the loose outline feel. Again, with my kind of darker colors, I am doing a gradient of colors down the month again to show the changes happening. I did mess up a little and actually do the first 2 rows of numbers with what I had intended for only 1 row. It's all right. We just tweaked that and went on there. For the moon phases, I went in with a Tombow gray and marked those, and then what you just saw there was a metallic pen, 2 different metallic silvers to make those extra fun and shiny, and a little bit of cutting out my tabs. I like going ahead and cutting them out as I am working to make sure that I don't draw over somewhere where I shouldn't. Moving on to the tracker page. This page is a little more robust than it has been lately. So I have my 5 little month trackers there, and a section between 2 of them to put a key, like I sometimes do with the directional lines to mean different things. There's a goals section on the right. Sorry that my head is making an appearance in so many of these. Goals and track, I am doing my little gradient on once again, and I did try to change up the color a little. So the ones at the top I'm tracking are basically the habits I have been tracking, a few new ones, a few tweaked ones. The big addition is what you just saw here, where I am writing in a bunch of numbers and dates at the top there. This is my writing tracker for NaNoWriMo, and I have the days all across the top, and then a scale down the left side in increments of 500 words up to 3,000. Some years for Nano, I go well above 3,000 words a day. Some years I just squeak by with what I need, so that should give me a good bit of variation. And then you saw me lining in an area for goals there. And at the bottom, I am keeping my leaf mood tracker that I also did for October. And I did not film those being inked in because it's very hard to see what I was doing and quite boring. Adding in some highlights here and there to shadows and just give some things some depths. Then my final spread I'll be doing here is a combination of gratitude log and my mental inventory. I really enjoyed drawing this tree. Trees are something I've always wanted to draw, but I feel like I haven't been good at. But this one I actually could see out of my window as I was sketching things in, so I was able to sketch a bare tree from life, and I like the kind of shape that I was able to get from that. Here I was trying to give a little shadowing situation so it wasn't solid black like on the calendar. Kept thanks as my little cobweb situation there, and my numbers for gratitude are going down on the left in a gradient, using both a silver and a white gel pen to try to give thanks and my cobwebs a little extra oomph. But I confess it is a bit hard to see with this lighting. On the left, doing my mental inventory again with the gradient. Can't see much of the gradient with how small my lettering got there. It's okay. And then putting in my lines for that space. Yep, adding in a few extra cobwebs here and there. May add more later. But here's my final flip through. The cover page with my maple leaves and helicopter seeds and cobwebs. A calendar page with tree and cobwebs. And here I'm trying to get it to focus so you can see a little bit of the metallic on the moon. I still don't think it captures it well. And the bottom right, my little mantra for the month. The tracker page I'm very excited about. I like the way this layout is working with my main trackers at the top, my mood at the bottom, my space for NaNoWriMo, and my goals on the right. Then moving into the mental inventory and gratitude here. I like keeping these pages with a lot of space, and I think it's going to be neat to see how the gratitude section flows around the tree. And that's it. I'll be moving into weeklies next. Thanks so much for coming with me. A blessed November, and Samhain.